So biggest thing come over here.
I was watching.
No, you get to learn. So biggest thing we're going to work on today is a little bit technical, but a lot of bit tactical. As far as one of the big mistakes I saw you make, and I've seen some of our guys make, is when is it a good time to punch, when is it a good time to submit, and when to attack positionally and things of that nature. So as far as the tactical side of we're on the ground, who, what, when, where, how do we do things, right? So biggest thing I noticed in your fight you were too content to be in a submission. So like we're here in this, in here, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm not getting choked. Therefore, I'm fine to sit here for 20, 30 seconds. It's like, no, we don't need to freak out to get out of a submission, but we cannot be content there. So the biggest thing is, they're trying to do things, we have to be looking for those little strikes, right? So if he's got me I'm here, I'm hitting to get out of there. That was one thing I didn't like about your fight we were doing all the right things, we just didn't have that sense of urgency. Does that make sense?
No, you're right. I felt safe in my segment.
Yeah, and so it's like, and that was where you started getting hit. He would shift and then start hitting you, and then we decided we're tired of being in a submission. It's like, no, we need to be tired of being in that submission from Jump Street, basically.
No.
So it's like, when we're here, first thing I'm going to have you guys drill out is we're going to start in that kind of guillotine position. We're going to work that frame, and then just using light little strikes to then get ourselves some posture, get back up, and get back to, kind of that square, so then we can work from here. And then we're going to go through a couple other positions. As far as tactically, what do we want to do from mount, or half guard, side, mount, and back? When do we want to punch? When do we want to submit? Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, guys. Half guard. So if I'm here in half guard, I'm not really going to be looking for any submissions at this point. Because anything I'm going to grab is going to be pretty equal footing. Half guard, we both can attack evenly. So anything I'm going to attack is going to require me to give up something positionally. So when I'm here, biggest thing I want to be working on from like a tactical sense is I have to beat this knee, and I have to get control of either his hips or his head. One of the two, right? So when I get here, I'm going to look to clear this with my elbow and scoop in as much as I can. Because once I'm in here, now if Dewey tries to do anything, I have control. Now from here, I'm looking for little strikes to make him move. That's the biggest thing with my grappling and MMA is, the difference is, I'm not moving as much as I'm forcing him to make mistakes.
No, it didn't seem like it.
So when I'm here, it's...
I definitely shouldn't have because they came charging forward and I just ducked my head to an overhand right. They connected.
Because that's what allows you to...
Your knees together.
Because I want control here. So I'm this knee tight to his butt, this knee tight to his hip, pinching those knees and sitting onto that knee.
Almost feels like he's grabbing.
Because the nice part about this is if Dewey goes to move here, because we don't have gis on, you get very slippery. So if I don't have that knee pinch, he can shrimp out immediately. But with that knee pinch, if he goes to shrimp out, I have control. Where if I sit real wide like you would in jiu-jitsu, he goes to shrimp. He's out. He's moving. He's gone. Like there's not enough there to slow him down. So when I'm here, I get that knee pinch here. That's what allows me to have control. So now as Dewey goes to move and do things, boom. Come on. Here. Now, a couple things I'm going to look for here. One, scooping that head almost like I'm trying to gift wrap here. Because this is going to be what allows me to pass easily. Whether I pass straight to mount or to side, regardless, I have this here. That's going to give me the boom, right? The other thing, if I'm not looking to go that way, I have to be looking for this underhook and this head. Because this underhook is going to be what causes me the most problems. Bye, love you. Bye-bye. So this underhook is going to be what gives me the most control, and that head position is going to allow me to pass to this side. That's going to be my goal here is, boom, I'm here. Boom. Yeah, that unicorn horn becomes very important because that's going to be what allows me to control his head. Because the more his head can move, the more problems he can cause me. So once I stick him there, boom, Now I can work to pass. And that him having to move his hips and do things is going to be what sets up my passing. Because once I'm here, it's hard enough to, re-guard or escape in just jiu-jitsu. Once we add minimal striking, I'm not even trying to hammer you. I'm not trying to hit you hard here. Just right?
Little weird question, but the strength to pinch, is that coming from your hips or is it coming from like the inner thigh?
It's that good girl, bad girl machine. So where you're here and you're here. I don't know what else if I can call it.
No, not
Good girl, bad girls. But you get what I'm saying? Like it's that side pinch. Because when I'm here, I'm driving those in because that's what's gonna snap me onto your thigh there. And the benefit of that is that little bit of friction it gives me is what buys me the time to hit you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Would you ever figure for half guard?
If I only wanted to stay there.
Okay. Yeah.
Tweet. I'm going to fight Austin. Austin's, if he doesn't want to be there, he just explodes away from you. So being in anything other than mount, back, or where I have his legs tied up is going to be a problem. So like, I wouldn't take side control and tweak. So he's just going to bench press and run, right? So here, boom, I'm going to, boom, sit on that, really like Habib mounted almost, and hold on to it because I want to control you here. But if I'm trying to advance position past here, no. That's why I like the pinch. It gives you 60% of that figure 4 with so much more mobility. So that's why I like being able to pinch here, sit on that knee still, because that's where my weight is right now, is on his knee. And that's what gives me the ability to then, do the unnecessary roughness until I can pass.
Okay, I have one more question.
Ask as many questions as you like.
Okay, it's super specific, I think, but when I'm with Carolyn, right, and I'll get here, and I know to like be super tight, but if I try to pass, she'll pinch my legs with her legs, so I can't pass. So like
MMA is less of a problem because if he holds me here, I'm gonna hit you. Like, realize in MMA you can't stall like you can in jiu-jitsu because here's why. He pinches here, he wants to hold, right? He's going to be trying to come up into me and grab me and try to hold, right? Bop, bop, bop. Hit them. Like, it's the old adage, everyone's a black belt till they get hit. And each hard strike you land, you lose a belt. There is some adage to that. Missouri proved it to me. I was a black belt. He kept fucking hitting me, and I started not being able to do the jiu-jitsu I wanted to be able to do. Worked the other way, too. I've submitted a lot of guys just because I hit them a bunch. They flurried and had to give me something to stop the punches. So that's what I'm looking for here. Is it's not so much, hey, I'm setting up XYZ pass here. It's I'm hitting you a little bit, just enough to make you have to move. Because the second you have to move, I'm ahead of you. I then can pass, staple pass, knee cut pass, the dozen passes you know from half guard. Pick one of them at that point, use it, and go. Make sense? 1, 2, 3.